Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for DC Double Power Hour. What are we? Week 19?
You're in the dark.
No,
That's
20?
where you are. You're in the dark.
Week 20?
You literally put me in space. I thought you were just going to just put me somewhere. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
No, I put you in space.
Oh, man, space!
I think, there we go. Let's do that. A little bit more visible like that.
I chopped your head off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
No one needs to see your head.
Pretty sure this is week 20.
That sounds about right.
I think. I forgot to check.
We just kind of like, hey, it sounds right.
Yeah, sounds right. Oh, whatever. Close enough. Yeah, what are we talking about?
We got Legends and
Black Lightning and Arrow.
Yeah.
And Arrow came back this week, yes.
Yeah.
Came back.
So,
you want to start with Arrow? We'll move into Legends and then finish off with Black Lightning.
I guess.
Okay.
I guess. I can remember. Today has been a whirlwind of crap all coming down today. So, well, today kind of, we left off last week with basically a splinter set of the League of Assassins finding Thea. And since she is the blood of the heir, she is rightful Ra's al Ghul of them.
Oh.
So, yeah, we get into that. We deal with that a lot. That and finding out which cops they can and cannot trust. So, that wasn't so much as the whole Ra's al Ghul, which was really, really interesting because Nessa comes back. So we got Nessa, and we have Roy in this episode again.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy and Thea decide they want to make a life of their own. So they want to take off together. They want to go off together and just...
I thought you meant they wanted to make a baby.
No, I mean, it probably would end up.
It might.
I mean, making a life together, that usually, I mean, in some cases, not all the cases.
Actually seeing them two together reminds me of how well they work together and how well they were together and stuff. And it's cute and it's not like sappy and it feels very natural to see them together.
They're like a loving team.
Yeah, it's like they're supposed to be together. You know what I mean? I mean, they were apart for so long, and then it's like they come together. It's just like this instant connection, and no matter what,
they got over each other.
Yeah, they're past the puppy dog stage, obviously. You know, so, but they find out that the Splinter site, what Malcolm did before he died, was find the loyalists, people that were really, really loyal to him, and made his own, called the Thanos Guild. That's where we get the name of the episode.
Yeah, Thanos.
Yeah. So what he did was make his own like League of Assassins kind of thing, where kind of the same thing happens, and what happened in the regular League of Assassins, that blood heirs would be passed down the command of them. And Athena was his right-hand woman. You know, she was to carry on this. She carried on and was trying to find Thea and stuff. And what they found out is that not necessarily they were trying to find Thea to recruit her back into the League of Assassins to be the Ra's al Ghul. But what they were trying to do is that apparently Malcolm found a map to some great power or powers as we find on later on. But some great power, and he had a map. But the only person that he made it, so the only way that anyone could find this map or know of this map or anything was a bloodline. So, and they're like thinking that Thea knew about this map or anything. And she's like, I have no clue. He didn't tell me shit, basically. They're coming after her thinking that she knows about this map or has it in her possession. And she doesn't. Obviously, she doesn't have it in her possession. But they go and Nessa says that there is a woman he would have trusted with this information. And for the life of me, cannot remember her name. She wasn't in for very long. She was trained by the League of Assassins, but she decided not to join them. But for some reason, they didn't say exactly why Malcolm trusted her, but he trusted her enough with where he hid this map or whatever it was that, right now they just keep saying map. So we don't know exactly what the map has on it or if it's an actual map, or it can mean a whole lot of things right now because it's Malcolm and the League of Assassins. So you never know. Come long short, they find the warehouse where it is. They find this box. It basically looks like a bigger version of the Hellraiser box. If you guys have seen Hellraiser, the little puzzle box.
It's been so friggin' long.
Yeah, it's the gold and black puzzle box.
Okay.
It looks like a bigger version of that. This Splinter, the Thanos Guild, finds them. Big old fight ensues. They found out that this person who told them where it is, they killed her. Anyways, they get out. They get back to the aerial cave and everything. And Nessa, it's just like a big fight. A big fight broke out. Yeah, we all know what happens.
Surprise,
and
surprise.
fighting commences.
So when they get back to the aerial cave with this, Nessa basically kind of has this heart-to-heart with Thea about how it feels to carry that burden of your father and what he was and his legacy. And it's like, she understands that part of her feeling, wanting to end it all, because that's what Nessa did. She ended the League of Assassins because of, all the crap that her dad put her through and everything. And so Thea kind of felt like she needed to still travel down this path to end it, basically. Well, Felicity has the box, basically, and it's a mathematical puzzle.
Mathematical.
It's a certain code that you find the two starting numbers, add those together, and that's the next number, and then add those together, and it's the next number, and so on and so forth. I can't remember the exact name.
Pythagoras?
Yeah, it's not Pythagoras.
No?
It's something.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's exactly called. Anyways, inside is a piece of paper with nothing on it. And they're just like, what the hell? Well,
National Treasure that shit. Put a lighter behind it.
Mm-hmm.
They tried that.
They did.
Nothing.
Okay.
Did they get it wet?
Well, they tried that.
Ayo.
Nothing happened. And Nessa's like, well, because she, League of Assassins, she knows that they use invisible ink, that, fire and all this other kind of stuff. But that didn't happen. So, Felicity, being the tech guru she is, she has a scanner, a 3D scanner that will, scan the whole paper and kind of look at its composition and kind of, analyze it. And if it has a marker, then it gives them a way.
Gotcha.
A way to go. And this whole entire time, Nessa, it's hilarious. Nessa was being a thorn in Felicity's side. She kept calling Ollie her husband.
Oh, good Lord.
This whole entire time.
That's not inaccurate, unfortunately. No, not inaccurate.
Are they married IRL?
No, they're They got married in the League of Assassins. And I do not think that there is an annulment for that besides death.
I'll get to that.
There is? Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, technically they are married.
Yes, technically they're married. They're married in the eyes of the League of Assassins, basically. But because she found out that, Felicity and her marriage, she's like, oh, we share the same husband kind of thing. She's just stabbing it to, Felicity. And it's getting on Felicity's nerves. And so while Felicity is trying to look at this parchment, she's like, and Felicity's all like, it'd be really good if I didn't have any distractions, and to figure this out. She's trying to hint as that Nessa needs to like buzz off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nessa goes, oh yeah, I definitely agree. You don't need any more distractions. You really need to work on this. So I'm gonna stick right by you and make sure no one distracts you, sister wife.
Oh God, did she call her sister wife? Oh my God.
I died at the look of Felicity's face.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious. I was dying.
Oh, jeez.
But anyways, they decide to kind of call out the the Thanos Guild. And while everyone is beating up and everything, it was basically between Athena and Thea. And Athena kept saying stuff like, we need your blood to spill in order to find these. We need, the blood of Raja Ghul to, she kept saying this. It was just kind of weird over and over again. I was like, there's something going on. She's hinting at something, but not letting not really telling anyone. It wasn't until she did cut Thea on the side of her face and I think on her arm or something like that. But they were like in a industrial, like a smelting. There was fire going, so it was like a smelting place. But she threatened Athena that she was going to burn the paper. So she held it over the fire, and Athena came close, and she stabbed her. So Athena's down on the ground, and everyone comes rushing over to Thea because they're, they got done fighting everyone else. But all of a sudden, Athena's gone. And according to Nessa, she's really hard to kill. Her and Nessa have like a huge history because she told Nessa, she goes, you have the same footwork you had when you were 9 years old. So they have this long history, like they're rivals. But Thea still had a hold of the paper and there was blood dripping on it. And that's how they got the map.
Oh, God. Okay.
It was linked DNA. And when they brought it back, they analyzed it. They asked, they asked Nessa, they're like, is this a thing? And the league says, she goes, no. And Felicity was like, no, this is more scientific. This is a biological thing. This is like high tech. Mm-hmm. And coming from, being the Malcolm's thing, I mean, it's not totally out of realm of possibility because of his tech and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I'm just guessing, but nanites?
Kinda, yeah. Her DNA.
Yeah.
Basically, it's since she has his DNA, it was built on that. It was built from his DNA. So only people, kind of like blood magic.
Blood tech.
Yeah, it was blood tech. Anyways, they find out it's a bunch of ley lines, and we have had ley lines before from Dark and all the ley lines, but these ley lines are different. And then they bring
ley lines?
No. Oh. And they bring up but they bring up the fact that Thanos has to do with death, and what they find out is that the ley lines lead to 3 unearthed Lazarus pits.
Hey, what have we been saying for seasons upon seasons? There's got to be a fucking another one out there.
There's 3 of them. And the reason, so the guild doesn't want Thea to rule them. They just needed her blood. They literally needed her blood to find these. So that sets Thea on this whole, like, this needs to end. We need to destroy them. We need, just like Nessa destroyed the one that her father had, they need to destroy these. Roy, on this other hand, is just like, he doesn't know what to think. He's just thinking that everything is being put in their path to happiness, kind of being together, that she doesn't really want to be with him and all this kind of stuff because there's all this chaos. Well, she explains it to him that she feels she needs to finish this. She needs to end it. And I understand totally. I mean, I get that you don't want these Lazarus Pits falling into the wrong hands, especially another offshoot of the League of Assassins. It could kind of be a little,
yeah.
So
dangerous.
A little dangerous,
a little bit.
Just a little bit. But towards the end, basically, Thea and Nessa decide that they're going to go off together and find these, and they're going to destroy them. And Roy changes his mind, decides to go with them. So it's going to be Roy, Thea, and Nessa going to destroy these Lazarus Pits. And when they were saying goodbye to Ollie was just like, "Bye, Speedy. Bye, Thea. We'll miss you." And so it's almost like, I don't know if she's leaving the show or not, but the way that they put it was very like,
almost final.
Well, I mean, it could be like Roy. Roy left, he came back. So she might be doing as an actress, I'm going to go do some other stuff.
Yeah.
If the plot needs me, maybe I can come back.
Yeah. And then on the other things, really short, with Dinah and them and the police force. They find out they are at a scene, and it's just basically a drug-related homicide. And the captain, the chief, whatever you want to call her, comes out and it's like, I'll take over this case. And she's like, "Isn't that below your pay grade?" And so basically they had this little thing, and so Dinah just left, but Dinah's just like, something's off, right? Because they're trying to figure out which cops they can trust, or which are on Diaz's payroll. Well, they find out that she's on their payroll, and they find out that the drug that he had on him was Vertigo, and we have Vertigo again, and all the Vertigo testimonies, all the file caseworks about Vertigo, gone.
Yep.
So they're gone. All of them are gone. So Diaz is basically on the clear because they're gone. They're lost. Curtis finds as they're looking at all the cops and their pictures, finds what he likes. Very cute one. Cute guy. Very cute guy. And towards the end, he actually asks them out on a date, and they're going on a date. So we might see that next episode. He's getting back on the horse, as he says.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's going to go very wrong.
Could quite
might.
It might. So that's where we are with that. They're just finding out that Vertigo is a thing now, and again, and just trying to figure out who's good, who's bad, who she can trust, who she can't. All right, and I'll get to the whole wedding thing. Well, before Nessa left, because I wanted to save it for last. Yeah. She walked up to Ollie. She goes, "Well, in the League of Assassins," she has this knife. She names it something. I can't remember the name of it. I should have wrote it down. And this is the only thing that could cut the binds of marriage. And I'm giving it to you. He's like, "Well, as far as wedding gifts goes, I will accept this, and this is one of the best."
So, you're the only one of my numerous relations that gave me a weapon. Thank you.
She gave him the dagger, the religious or whatever dagger to cut the binds between them. So they're no longer married. And so I thought it was
she
really
just couldn't help but torture Felicity the entire episode.
She really, really couldn't. And it was hilarious. And he even like called her out on it. And she's like, "Yeah."
I could have done this like a day ago, but I didn't.
She's having fun with it, and he knew it. And then she was just like, she admitted it. She didn't like deny it or anything.
Yeah.
So really kind of cute. And so there was a lot of the league, the new league, and that. So, but there wasn't that much of the other side. They're just trying to figure out who they can and can't trust, and how all the puzzle pieces fit together.
Mm-hmm.
So. I don't know if you want me to do the synopsis for next episode now or wait till the end. So.
Oh yes, Nikki, I forgot to mention that last week we sort of did synopsis after we talked about the episode. So I don't know if you want to keep going that way or we can go back to how we.
It's completely fine.
Episode 17 is called Brothers in Arms. Oliver makes a daring move that could cost him everything. Oliver and Diggle face their biggest challenge yet. Curtis is disappointed to find out his new boyfriend has a firm anti-vigilante stance.
There we go. Moment ruiner.
Ruined! But yes. So it's going to be quite interesting to try to see, Curtis get back on this horse and what exactly is going to happen with the whole Team Arrow. Because
Arrow.
If I had to guess, it's basically Diggle's wanting to be in charge and be Arrow so he can let Ollie be the dad that he wants him to be, but Ollie still feels that he needs to be the Arrow.
Yeah, honestly, I saw the promo after I watched, I think it was Black Lightning, and I was just like, oh my god, are they fighting each other again?
I think it's more, there was a little tidbit about Thea called Ollie out on wanting to be the Arrow because she's like, I thought you quit. And it's like, the Arrow fills a piece of you that makes you whole. In the same way that it makes her whole to be, Speedy kind of thing. And it's part of your life now. And without it, it feels there's an empty spot. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if he actually lets go of the reins or if he actually goes back. Right now, his son knows and understands that what his dad does. And he seems pretty okay with it right now. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
But I do hope that they don't just let, if they're going to do it, they might do it next season. I don't know. I would really like to see the three, Thea, Anessa, and Roy do their little gallivant and try to finding the
like a buddy, like
I want to see
a comedic side plot.
Maybe a little bit because the three of them together would be very comedic. Because Nessa did bring up a thing that she said she didn't touch a computer till she was 25.
That makes sense.
She's very technologically newbie.
Yeah.
So to see them though go around and find the clues to find these Lazarus pits and destroy them, I think would be a very interesting episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hope they do it before Dark finds out that they exist so that he can think he can bring Nora back.
I'm still...
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
perfect segue. I honestly don't believe Dark is making it out of the Legends season.
I think he might accept his own fate that no matter what, it always ends with him dying. It has to end with him dying. Otherwise, it's a circle.
We've come to him bearing his soul to, like he said, a woman who's imagined his death 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's love. He loves his daughter, and the only way I can see this going is him laying down his life for her, for Nora to live. Or they both die together. I don't know. But I don't see Dark making it.
No. If you realize, this whole entire time, every time Dark is in any episode, it's always like death is chasing him. Ever since he got reincarnated, kind of. I guess that's the best way to think. Death has always been chasing him.
Well, the Lazarus pit is kind of borrowed time.
Yeah.
Even Sarah, you could tell that,
But
she
they
did
got
like
her soul
over.
back.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, when you're on borrowed time when you're at the Lazarus Pit, there's no. I mean
No,
it.
Did he get? Was he in the Lazarus Pit, or how did he get? He got resurrected because he got took out of time.
Well, his resurrection was, yeah, through other means, but
Yeah.
the way he was alive for so long was he took a bit of the Lazarus Pit with him when he left, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying the way he got taken, the way he got brought back to life, is like time is constantly like death, just like time is constantly trying to get things correct itself. And so I think no matter what he does, he's always going to be running from death. And it's just a matter of time before death catches up with him and he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of time. It's just one of those things that's inevitable, that's going to happen. So
I don't know, watching this whole episode and Dark being like, dudes, I'm on your side. And Sarah, the whole time, she's like, nope, get out. You're going to die. I'm going to kill you myself. And then all of a sudden she's like, fine. All because, they know that because Amaya was going to save her family and her village no matter what. So they knew that Malice was going to be coming out. And so they needed someone that could potentially control the death totem, because we already saw how Sarah does with the totem, and it's not so good. But
I think it was more that she didn't know what it could do.
yeah,
I think it's also Mollis being in her head, because it's not just that she was wielding the totem; it's that Mollis was in her head.
Mm-hmm. And Dark knows, he's been around Mollis long enough to know, what's going on, and he's wielded these supernatural powers before, so it's not like unheard of for him to do it. And he seemed to me, it sounds really weird, he seemed more human in this episode. You could actually relate to him.
Well, because
which is kind of unnerving. It was like,
well, he knew, Nora's been on death's door before, and he almost his life against himself to save her at that point. And that was only a couple episodes ago. And he's constantly been growing closer to her, realizing that, this is my fault, why she's going through this. And he sees her deteriorating and dying in front of him, and Malice just taking over. So knowing, after seeing that brief transformation of Malice coming out when they were after Barack, which was great, by the way.
Barry.
Barry.
I did not know he went by Barry when he was younger.
Me neither. But that glimpse of just the demon taking over and Nora disappearing scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So
it's slightly been scaring the crap out of him. And we looked at the last episode. He couldn't torture Nate because he was worried about his daughter and how it's taking over. And the episode before, when he's at the Upswipe place and how he's talking to his daughter, and I think it started weeding into his head, going, you're not going to have a daughter. The one thing that you love, the one thing you wanted to save so badly, is going to be gone.
Yeah, so his whole plan was to fuck up the timeline for Malice to come out, and then when it comes to actually fucking up the timeline, he's like, no, I need to save my daughter. But he came to terms to say oh shit, I'm gonna lose everything I have left, which is Nora, because once Malice is out, her body's gone. We saw her transform into Malice. So, and
her body just fell away like ashes.
Yeah.
Just morphed right into her.
It's really freaky.
It was. And
really
then
was.
he saw an apparition of her. She's still in Malice's little dimension, but she is dying. She's able to come to him in that form because she's in that kind of that midsection. It's not purgatory, but it's
it's
still a spirit world. She's in the process of dying. So, I mean, that's when it just that's when he clicked. He's like, okay, I have to save her.
And all the, and of course, Ray is on board with this because, he did have a connection with her in Berlin. Yeah. But that whole scenario, Dark's like, what? You're what?
Not like
How about I
that.
go
I need
Ew,
to get
not
inside her. What?
Not like that.
That whole scene, you're like, not like that.
The
Jeez.
whole scene was just like this awkward, like, Damien
Oh my
taking it the
God.
wrong way. And it's like, no, it's not what I meant.
Phrasing.
But
Yeah, Ray's
yeah,
never been good at that.
No. yes. I think the only way they're gonna get her back, I guess, would be have to go back in time and change it.
I don't know. I don't know.
They're gonna
I'm
have
sure
to-
there's another way to
Dark
save
is
her.
gonna, or Dark's gonna have to go back in time in some way to where he died, and set it up to where Nora is safe and isn't with Malice.
But then you would change everything that's happened.
Yeah, I think what they're gonna do is just end the dark time, like Dark and everything related to him. Just poof, gone. He's done. He's dead. They don't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
I honestly think that there's going to be a way to save Nora in the end.
But
Okay.
not Dark.
No,
Mhm.
they can't. They can't both live.
No. Then maybe Nora will join the team
That'd be
That'd be
interesting.
fun.
because she's got to learn to be a person, a human.
Well, she always was, but I think Malice being inside her altered who she was.
She has to learn how to be sociable, but friendly at the same time. Well, I mean, she can be like Mick.
Yeah, right.
But
I was gonna
weird.
say,
I
her
would,
Mick
if she
would
was
be
on the team,
hilarious
I want
together.
her to be like a Jessica Jones, like just doesn't give a shit about
Yes,
anything
that'd be
but
great.
does the work.
But
Yeah.
I know this actress. She's only around for like seasons at a time, depending on what show she's on. Like she's played a lot of characters on a bunch of different shows, like True Blood.
Mhm.
She was on that for about a half a season. She was on the CW, Supernatural, for like a half a season. So many other shows. So I don't know, unless they did sign her up for more. I honestly think she's not going to be around
Yeah.
after this.
I kind of wish kind of hope she is, because she is a really good character, and it sounds really weird to have. I mean, we know Ray has a little bit of a crush on her.
Yeah.
And to see that would be hilariously funny and cute at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be an interesting coupling, even
Yes,
if it was
would
just for temporary reasons.
I think it might show her that she can be loved outside without having power, kind of thing.
She
That
might actually,
that people can love her for her, and not just love her for what they can get from her.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
think
that's kind of how her dad was. Her dad, that's how she felt with her dad, because she was just like, every time she reached out to him, it was like, do you love me? He's like, oh, the power, and you're going to love it, kind of thing. You're going to love all this power you have because of him. And she's just, all she wanted was him to love her. That's all she wanted.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why she did any of this, was because she thought it would make her dad love her.
I was going to say, like, maybe she'll take over one of the totems or something, but I don't think all of the totems are going to survive this Malice stuff.
That's something I didn't consider.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
we've already established that the totems can't really be destroyed.
I
Even
kind
when
of,
the
I'm not
fire
saying,
totem was destroyed.
I'm not saying they're going to be destroyed. It's just that they're not going to be around, like lost
yeah.
in time kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just,
I think we were right on who's going to bear each totem, except for the water totem, because I thought we thought Kawasa was
yeah.
Well,
but
Ray hasn't been able to get it to work, so I think
No.
there's still a chance
Yeah.
for Kawasa to come back.
I feel like she's going to come back because there is still all this. I mean, basically, the village is in that. The timeline was screwed up.
Mhm.
Malice is out. But I kind of feel like Kawasa's going to take the same kind of path and still end up coming back and
Well-
being with the group.
Yeah, I think they were successful. They saved Zambeze. I think she's
Mhm.
her timeline's going to change and she's not going to die.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact that at first, Amaya didn't, Amaya didn't know Nate, and then all of a sudden she knows him.
Yeah, so I guess now it's changed so that she doesn't
It's
erase
changing.
her own memories. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly, it's changed enough.
Interesting. How is this gonna work? Like,
Yeah. Well, like I said, things like that happen, you know, and
Yeah.
different shows that do timelines, like all of a sudden one little thing changed, and all of a sudden the person in the future you're talking to all of a sudden remembers, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I got some new memories coming in here. You know, something that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
But I
Speaking
think
of that, I felt really bad for Barack because they just flashed him so many times.
I know, I'm like, could you please stop flashing the future president? Stop that.
You're gonna.
I do love the fact that Joe tells him to keep his birth certificate around.
Oh my god. I love, she's like, I need to go talk to somebody who, you know, has a level head. And she's talking to Barack Obama. And I was just like, cool.
She's like, I really
Just
miss
sitting
you.
on his bed, explaining everything to him.
And he was.
He understood. Like, he
He
followed.
had the most open mind about it. It was just like, I don't honestly think that Barry back in the day would be that open if somebody came to him. But I mean, he got zippy zapped in the face anyway,
Yeah.
so he doesn't remember.
I wonder if he thought she was presenting this to him as a hypothetical.
I might have.
Maybe.
But I do love the fact she's like, God, I miss you.
Yeah, that was so cute.
Oh.
No, yeah.
He did also Barack Obama's cadence very well, though, like the way he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
Did that very well.
Yeah, that actor was very, very convincing
Mhm.
for me, anyways.
Then we got like miniature Grodd.
Oh my god, in a jar,
in a jar.
like a bug. A little bug in a jar.
They hyped Grodd up so
They did.
fucking much for this season, and I am very disappointed. I am
it's
so
kinda sad.
angry. Like, he comes in, he's like, "Oh, I'm Grodd. I'm gonna." You know. No, he gets shrunk, and with Ray's shrink Ray. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I do like his comment about you hairless ape with your fire. And talking about Mick. That was so,
I mean,
he ain't wrong, he does look like a monkey.
he is the biggest and broadest of them all, too.
Yeah.
So, even though Nate has put on some shoulder muscles and stuff, Mick's still the tallest and bulkiest of them all.
Yeah. And I think Dark in his quest to save his daughter did some things that he probably shouldn't have done, like release Grodd and, you know,
Yes.
and stuff like that, because he thinks that if this still happens, then his daughter's going to be released. And it's like, no, honey, no.
No, because it doesn't matter any anachronism after this one. If it gets screwed up, Malice is coming out anyways.
Yeah.
So unless you're going to go through and stop them all, just like, you know,
Yeah.
the Legends have been trying to fucking do this whole time against you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, honey, no.
No.
No. Sweet innocent. I mean, he, in a
Sweet
way, as maniacal and kind of smart he is, he's still very naive about things.
He's acting on emotional impulse, which he has never done before, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New
So he's very,
sensations.
new sensation. It's a new sensation for him. So, yeah, I find it very interesting about that. And
What I found odd was we've gone through a couple episodes of Mick learning to use the fire totem, and in this episode, he's still using his gun.
I think he likes it, he prefers it.
I wonder if that's because they went back in time. Like me, I don't know why. Maybe he didn't want to, or maybe
I think he just prefers it. It's comfortable. It's something he knows how to control right now. I mean, he knows how to kind of control his fire totem
Mhm.
uses, but not to the point that he knows how to, like, he can control his.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he's conserving energy because he knows there's a big battle coming up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Or maybe it's like, I fought Grodd with this before.
This works,
This
yeah.
works. Let me.
I love the fact I should have killed your name.
Yeah, that was so funny.
It sounded like his dad. That's what's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see how that's why I also think that the way Mick has changed, I also think him telling his dad some stuff changed the way Mick is now. Mm-hmm. And we saw gradual things. And so that could be it. You know, just like Elmira. Why do I want to say Elmira? I want to love you and squeeze you.
It's Elvira.
No, Elmira. From
I thought it was
Tiny Toons.
From the Yeti and the Bugs Bunny.
I know.
No, her name was Elmira.
Oh, okay.
Elvira is the mistress of darkness.
Yes. Oops, my bad.
So yeah, you know how old Amaya remembers him, just little things like that. So I'm wondering if that affects anything. We can only hypothesize, but Mick's demeanor has changed in slight ways, and I think we've all noticed it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's just, you know, also from acceptance from people he never would have been around in the first place.
That too.
Just, you know, not being a good guy, but being around good guys would change a person. But I think I don't think we said it, but the episode's name is guest starring John Noble, and I thought this was the most hilarious part in the episode is when they go back in time, get John Noble to say some lines from New Zealand on the set of Lord of the Rings.
The episode starts with Nate calling everyone in, and then Mick comes out and he's like, I was in the middle of Lord of the Rings.
I didn't know you know how to
read.
I love the fact the first thing there's like, I didn't know you know how to read. Like, he's really reading the books.
Well, he went, he didn't even give an answer, he just grunted at her. And then he's watching, oh god, that's Return of the King. That's the third one. He's watching the third one. And it's just, I hear the line, and I'm like, oh, yep, that's what's happening. I know all the lines to all those movies, so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's actually the scene where he eats the chickens. Or no, it's a different scene, but he's like eating. I had to eat 4 chickens this morning. Tell Peter I'm not eating any more chickens.
No more chickens.
Oh my god.
He's like, who is Nora? They needed more females. But it's Tolkien. Yeah, but see.
They do it in The Hobbit. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how Ray took offense because Ray wrote those lines. You could tell, and
he was proud of them.
John Noble's like, these are terrible. These are terrible, and Ray's just like, but
he just rolls with it.
But it worked. It worked.
Yeah. I like how Nora's like, he's speaking to me
very loudly, and he changes the volume.
Great.
I love how Dark is like, really? What's he saying?
About me?
Oh, he's talking about me? He's mentioning me?
Oh my god.
Priceless.
She's like, take me now. Okay, if you insist. And then he just...
And she was like, it's really loud. You can just see the pain. Like, even though he turned down the volume, it was too much.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, Malice is talking to her through, like, energy waves, and it's going through her brain, not her eardrums.
Not her eardrum. Yeah.
But the whole time, the whole entire time, she's going like this. And she's like, she's like, something's in my ear. She's just like, the whole time, she's like,
Well, and Dark, like, subtly put in, like, itching. I don't remember what he was referring to, but he was kind of telling Ray, like, you're itching her ear, stop.
Yeah.
Stop moving.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious, that whole part. But
it was. I mean, and that's all we got. We know that John Noble voices Malice already. That's why this is kind of even more funny, because... Yeah. Oh, wow, that voice is uncanny. Like, whoa.
Audible similarities.
It's like, how can we get him to do it? Does anyone got in contact with his manager? Just like, yeah, no. But I mean, what they did was actually really ingenious, going back and having him.
I don't know about sending Ray to do it, but yeah, I mean, it worked.
Who else are they going to send?
Ray is the most believable production assistant out of any of them, so...
I was going to say, who else are they going to send?
I guess.
Who are they going to send?
Yeah, that's true. I always just think of him as the stupidest smart guy, and that
He
he's
is.
only like good at like one or two things, which is all scientific stuff and like technology. And then you put him in a real life situation, and he's just like, duh.
Well, that's great for a production assistant.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey,
But,
I was a production assistant.
So you're smart, right? That's how that works.
Right.
You're like-
I'm a smart dumb person. Or dumb smart person. That's me. I don't know which one I would rather be.
I think we're all that in certain areas.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just depends. But I mean, we also got a little bit of Ada, a little bit of Ava and
Yeah.
Could do
Sarah.
with that.
Sarah finally said the L word to her.
Yeah. Too late.
Sorry.
Too late, Sarah.
Oh my god! And her pushing Rip for these questions, and he doesn't want to tell her because he feels bad, and you could tell he feels horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So there's something else. There's another reason. It wasn't his decision to do this.
fucking Rip.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's never felt horrible about anything else that he's done all this fucking seasons. Like, he just does it anyways. And oh, well, you know what? You do a shitty thing, you feel horrible. But, Rip, he does a lot of shitty things. And, sometimes he doesn't apologize. Like, how was this any different?
I think there was a reason. It sounded like he wasn't
Because
the
there
one that
are
made this
11
decision.
There are 11
Or
dead
11.
Avas. That's probably, I think, on
Yeah,
the scale of terrible things Rip has done, this is up there.
Well, the way also the way he talked about it was like it wasn't just his decision. Like there was someone else or another company or something above him that was like, hey, this is what you need to do. This something, or maybe the Ava court went back in time and was like, hey, we don't know. It just seems like there's something. There's another puzzle to this piece we're missing.
Maybe they're still feeding the DNA from the actual Ava somewhere in a freaking pod. Maybe she's still in stasis and she's still the real Ava still somewhere, and they feel bad that, basically freaking mutilating her at this point.
I don't think they're mutilating her, but the way that he says it, it sounds like he's like, why did you erase my memories? And he's just like, because we, and he almost said like we thought it would be better. And so it's like this, there's something else. Like I said, there's a puzzle piece missing that we don't have yet. And I think once we get that, maybe one or two, I don't know, I think everything would fall into place and be like, oh, well, that's a thing, kind of
Got
thing.
one more episode for that, though.
Yeah. I'm just friggin' can he leave the show already, please?
No, I love Rip.
He is terrible.
Yeah,
he's the one
ticking
that
me
caused all the bullshit.
Yeah, he's ticking me
Seriously.
off. I did love him and Wally, though.
That was a good
That
episode.
was great.
That was a funny episode, but still, why it's like this is because he started it. The reason why the legends have to go around and fix shit is because he pushed that first domino, and now it's just going.
I don't know. I think there's something, there's a bigger picture to it all, and we're not saying, and he's keeping it, which might be, we don't see it as being in their best interest, but I think in the long run it is kind of thing. I don't know. I think there's a bigger picture, and we don't have all the information.
But I lied to
Yep.
protect you.
Like every other DC show. Every other character in
But
DC.
then again, he's protecting time, so if he tells them everything, it could alter the way that they do things. And could alter time.
There's
in
only
itself.
so far
And-
that excuse goes, though.
But I'm just saying that's just how it is. It is what it is.
I mean, they all have this like the anachronisms. It doesn't seem like the map is getting any less full.
Well, that's
I mean-
because of Mollis and Dark.
Well, they've stopped since now. Like they're not making any. I'm not talking about the outsiders, the outliers, which is the ones that are Dark and Malice are doing. Those ones, the corporation has left to the legends to deal with. I'm talking about the ones the anachronisms that fall in the lines. Those don't look like they're going away, which is Ava's corporation, like the time Bureau.
Time
They're
Bureau, yeah.
they're the
You
ones.
gotta
that are-
remember, Grog killed a lot of the time.
Oh my god,
People.
that's right. Yeah, he killed a lot of them.
But even from that, where they decided to split the work and say, well, we'll deal with this and you deal with that, it doesn't look any less full to me. Because we did get a glimpse of it today, not today, in this episode, and doesn't look any better than it did. I think the Legends are doing far more work than the Bureau. I think the Bureau is thinking they're thinking about things too much. Kind of like when Rip went to Ava and said, we have to, let them be the chainsaw and stop being the scalpel. And I think that's the whole problem with the Time Bureau. They're still trying to scalpel things perfectly when it's never going to work that way.
Well,
ideally, you want to use both.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I think Rip has probably done things the way that the previous Time Bureau, it wasn't a Time Bureau, the Time
Masters
wanted for so long, and he put so much trust in them. And then I think it's hard for him to trust. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it my way kind of thing, because if I do it my way, I know at least it gets done or something. I think there's a lot of...
I can argue season 1 for that one.
But I think there's a lot of give and take on it. I mean, there is the whole, if you know too much about the future or too much about certain things, it can alter the way that you go about it, which would make it even worse. So I think that's why he's very selective on the information he gives them. But once they find out, then he's the bad guy. But it's like he's only doing it because he's probably seen shit like that happen before.
The thing is, though, like, once they find out, Rip still goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't help you. When at that point, it's like, maybe you should give them a little bit of a leeway. Even, like, not giving them all the information, but giving them enough that they can make the difference that they need to make. He still holds back just enough so that they have to be the fucking chainsaw and just go in there and wildly swing around and hope it works out. Which, so far, it's gotten them into a little bit of trouble, but they have solved a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I
don't know. To put all the blame on Rip is kind of not exactly a good thing. I don't think it's deserved.
I don't know. Until he proves otherwise, I'm going to keep blaming him. Guilty until proven innocent. That's how this works, right?
Honestly, we would not have this series if Rip didn't screw up in the first place.
Which I guess you can see that as a good thing, because we have this series and it's good. So thanks for screwing things up, Rip.
We have the show, but the actual context, like the storyline, if it were happening in real life, I'd be really pissed. But
I don't know. It's really sad to see Ava take that whole self-esteem hit and question who she is, kind of thing, which is sad.
Because she was probably not even activated until they needed her, and she was fully grown, so she didn't have a life. She didn't have a childhood.
No, they're all false memories, and she's died 11 times. That blows.
Well, she doesn't have a childhood because when they 3D print her, she comes out as an adult.
Yeah. So there's nothing there. So she's been told this whole time that she's got all of these things, she's had all these experiences. She probably doesn't even feel human, and that nobody she doesn't deserve nobody deserves her, or she's just a pile. She's just she can be tossed in the garbage whenever. That's what she's probably feeling right now. She's feeling useless. She's just disposable.
I have a feeling that Rip is going to hand her a drive or something, and it's going to be the whole entire her past. I think or her origins, I guess, is the right word to use.
I honestly think, I was mentioning before, I think they actually still have the real Ava somewhere, and he's going to take her to the original source of the DNA, of the Ava DNA, and be like, this is you.
Well, see, last week, I was like, well, what if her DNA, because they make, it's a conglomerate of everything. What if her DNA is the whole conglomerate of the legends? Because there's male and female. And so we were like, that'd be kind of weird, but we don't know. We don't know exactly.
That'd be weird for Sarah.
For Sarah,
I
yes.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know. We don't know. I mean, stranger things have happened, and quite a bit of
Did Rip have a boy and a girl before everything went down?
Yeah, just had a boy.
The boy.
He just had a boy? Okay. I was like, maybe it's his daughter, and somehow he went back in time, and that's why. And now there's clones because he's selfish, and I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna even be from a person, because they said they made her to be the perfect. She was just
Well, that was their advertising.
Yeah, so it could be a lie, but I don't like when everything has to be, oh, this person has to be related to somebody important. It's like, come on, it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't have to be, but it's fun to just be like, maybe.
Maybe she's the clone. Her DNA comes from from Ollie and Felicity. Arrow.
Yeah,
no.
I'm just saying.
I know. I mean, she is
because she knows how to fight. She's smart. They are two very very beautiful people.
I mean, I know, like, because of, like, all her attributes, a lot of it is programmed. So, especially, like, when you're dealing with clones.
We don't know how high tech it is. We don't know exactly. We just saw the facility not for very long.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just a facility, though. It was, like, a whole dimension of Avas.
No, but in the facility where they were made, we didn't see a whole lot.
I only really saw like an operation. Like it seemed like a you walk into an operation room or like a emergency room. It just seemed like really like a medical center kind of thing.
Yeah, we didn't. Like I said, we didn't see much.
No.
What's going on? So, it's going to be hard. It's kind of hard to figure out what they're going to be doing with her. And they're obviously going to be doing something with her. Just where did she come from? Who did she come from? So, that's pretty much it on that front.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Nikki, do you have Legends synopsis? Sorry, I didn't bring either of them up.
I'm on Dom's computer. I
had to close my windows.
Don't have like anything open because he's very particular about where his stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
And his keyboard is in A to Z, A B C D D.
Oh,
That
sounds terrible. So hold on.
I mean, I kind of know where things are.
He makes it hard on you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I got it.
Okay.
Season 3, episode 18, The Good, the Bad, and the... it got cut off. Fuck. The Good, the Bad, and the something. The plan to vanquish Malice by using the totems doesn't go as expected, forcing Rip to improvise. The team regroups in the Wild West, where they run into their old pal Jonah Hex. Sarah leaves Ray in charge of watching Damien Dark. Why, Sarah? That sounds like a stupid idea.
I did see the preview for that. It looked interesting.
The Good, the Bad, and the Cuddly.
The Cuddly.
The Cuddly.
So, I kind of feel like they're... Jonah Hex.
Thank God. I fucking love him.
In the promo, they showed Spartan Army, and they showed, like, I think...
Pirates, Spartans, and Cowboys.
Yeah. So, like, are we talking...
Oh, my!
Which one is the... Which of the group is the cuddly of them all? Like...
Well, no, I think... I think the Legends are the cuddly. I think Ray is the cuddly.
Oh, God.
Ray is definitely the cuddly.
Oh, my Lord.
So, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
I'm so excited to go back to the Wild West with Jonah Hex. I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's been, like, what? He was
been a
in
while.
He
season
was in season 1.
1. We haven't seen him since then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Unless
Yeah.
he wasn't in season 2 at all, right?
I don't think so.
It was just one episode.
God, I miss him. I'm gonna go back and watch the. Well, actually, no. I just did watch a Justice League Unlimited episode with him in it.
Wasn't he supposed to get his own movie at one point?
He did. There is
Yeah.
a Jonah Hex movie. It's terrible.
Oh,
It's bad.
that's
I knew
bad.
that's-
I think Josh Brolin.
yes, Josh Brolin
Yeah.
played him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So. Black Lightning.
Don't watch that.
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
I'm gonna get
Where-
some water.
Where to start?
Oh shit! Do you wanna summarize your feelings of last episode? Because I did a rant on my own, like Rachel does for Arrow, last week.
Oh man, last week.
Burp.
Honestly, I don't really remember.
You can't separate them. Yeah, that's fine. We can start talking about this episode.
Okay.
This episode was great.
Yeah.
Bitchface McGee calls the cops on Jefferson, plants drugs, pays them to plant drugs in his car and in his office.
My question, we've seen her mucking around before, right? Or is this the first episode she's actually like hands-on about it?
Last episode was the first time we saw her doing anything really shady, which was she was with the ASA, the head of the ASA.
Right.
And she was with all the kids in the tubes.
Right,
So that was
yeah.
the first time. And then we see her do this drug deal with the cops.
Oh god.
Okay, so I want to talk about her role. She's the spotter, just like Gambi was. Gambi was in the community, found the kids with the powers, and so Gambi tells Jefferson, find the spotter, find the person who took my role over, and we'll crack into the ASA. You know, we'll get in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And in this episode, we see how she's kind of doesn't want to do the things she does to Jefferson because she likes him.
I think it's more of it's more it's less like and more just you know, stuff.
She's attracted, you mean?
Yes,
Him? Okay.
that's the word. Yep. She's attracted to him.
Yeah, I don't know, because there seems to be emotions behind there, not just, I want to bone down. Which made me think she might be able to be turned like Gambi was.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Black Lightning finds out that that's who it is. Because he's
I
got
feel
this
like-
relationship with her as Jefferson.
We did see her with the pod kids
Yeah.
this episode after they had moved them, and she was kind of pissed that they were, you know, they're in distress, and it was really hard for me to tell whether she's feeling for the kids because they're in distress or because if they end up passing away, it's her fucking fault, and then
Exactly.
she has to pick up the pieces. So I don't know if it's her being heartless or having too much of a heart.
Yeah, and that's I think gonna decide whether or not she can be turned
Mm-hmm.
to Black Lightning's side, like Gambi was. But yeah, we'll see if she actually cares about these kids, because she seemed. Yeah, you're right. She was there. She knows what's going on with the kids. She knows that they are dying. Some of them die. So
Yep.
she clearly knows this, where Gambi didn't when he had that
Yep.
role. He didn't know. When he found out, he tried to fix it. And this entire time, he's been running on that guilt. So,
Yep.
I don't know if she has a heart and can be turned.
I mean, you could see that she wanted, you know, the whole Jefferson part. She planted him first. You know, she framed him, and then when they announced that Black Lightning and Thunder were on the streets, she was like, "Well, you know, why is he detained now?
Let him
Because
go,
that's
yeah.
we let him go because he's not our target." And they're like, "No."
I wonder who she's talking to, who's on the other side of that keyboard.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think Tobias would use that type of techno. Like, I don't think he would be hands-on. He'd be like, he would be trying to break into that prison and taking Jefferson out himself.
Yeah.
So as soon as he found out. So, I mean, it's obviously somebody from the Shadow
Council?
Shadow Council, yeah.
Because they've name dropped that twice. They've said it twice.
Yeah.
And
Just wanted to be sure.
yeah, and we're all focused on the ASA. Because
Mhm.
that's the clear and present threat right now.
Yep.
But it's so much more than that. So
It gives me
layers.
what is the organization that Lena's mom in Supergirl runs? It's kind of the vibe I get, not so much high. Well, maybe it is high techy because they have kids in pods and they're keeping them alive. So,
Shit, what was that called?
I mean,
No,
you know what
wait.
I'm talking about.
I do, and I remember because
It's like
whatever
where they
name-
made the cyber Superman dude and
yeah, not Hive.
no. I can't remember. I mean, it's a prominent like it still exists in Supergirl. It's not like it's gone because Lena's mom is gone, Miss Luthor. It's still around.
Yeah,
It's kind of like an Area 51 kind of deal.
Cadmus. That's
There
okay.
we go.
Because it's not the real Cadmus. That's
No.
why I knew the name because I'm mad about that organization being called Cadmus because that's not really Cadmus. Anyway, moving on. So you think the Shadow Council sounds a little bit like Cadmus,
A little bit. Not. It's like a
but like
combination.
criminal underground sort of a
Yeah.
version of Cadmus.
It feels more Court of Owls, but Court of Owls is like old timey. They don't have that much tech, so it's like a combination of the two for me.
Yeah. Well, we also don't know how intertwined the ASA is with the Shadow Council.
It's
They're
true.
connected. We don't know how far it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's gonna be a next season thing because the rest of the season I'm sure is gonna be devoted to the ASA
Yeah,
to
Trying
freeing
to-
those kids.
get those kids out of those pods.
Yeah.
Kind of. I saw. You can see that Jennifer is kind of getting used to the fact that she has powers now.
Yeah.
The fact that she's not going to be able to control them for a while is a thing, though, because you could see, Jefferson had to talk her down as he's getting
Tom?
dragged away in cuffs.
Yeah, he's the one handcuffed, being let out of
Yeah.
the school, and he's worried she'll lose it.
Yeah. He's, getting dragged away, and he's like, you need to calm down.
But this
Look
is
at
also
me.
the first, second, I guess,
Mhm.
instance of her, almost unconsciously wanting to use her powers to save
Mhm.
someone she loves. So,
Yeah.
she wanted to save her friend from falling off the scaffold.
Mhm.
And that's when it happened the first time. And now she wants to save her dad from being dragged off.
But this time she knows she has the powers,
Yes,
so...
to do something about it.
Mhm.
Oh my god, and Anissa,
Oh, she almost did
she
too.
almost shoved that guy with her super strength, and I'm like, that is gonna be so bad. Don't
She-
do that.
took the breath.
Yep.
And Jefferson's like, no,
Oh!
please, no, stop. Just let me get in the car and let me drive away. Please stop. And she's like,
Let
Go
me
take
get
care of everybody.
arrested. It's fine.
well, because he knew he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But
The
they,
green light wasn't his.
yeah. I
Oh.
like how the captain came around. No, the detective came around and he was like,
Son of a bitch! I tried to memorize his name today, and I fucking forgot again. I'm the worst. Where is it? Oh, fucking A.
I do that all the time, especially with Arrow this week. There was a couple different names that I didn't know what they were because I've never heard them before. So I was like, whatever, not gonna memorize them.
I don't know.
Henderson. Henderson.
Henderson,
Detective
yeah.
Henderson, I believe.
Yes, that is his name.
Awesome. Came to me eventually.
I really like how he came around at the end and
Yes.
was like, "You bitch are corrupted. I'm gonna put you up against the wall. I know it's you that planted the green light." You could just see it in his eyes. Like he's like, "I'm gonna take you down."
Yeah. I like
There's
he
no
went
way
to
of
the
getting out of
little
this.
like the little guy and he was like, I don't want you. I know the other guy's the one that kind of pushes you to do this. Give me him and I'll let you off the hook.
Mm-hmm. I
And
hope
he becomes deputy chief.
he does. Oh gosh. I hope Henderson actually gets pulled into the Black Lightning thing, kind of like the way that
Gordon is with Batman. I did bring this
Yeah.
up last week.
yeah, because I feel like things would be a little bit more stable if that were the case, because, yes, Black Lightning is a vigilante. He does his things his own way. There's a little bit of collateral damage. But if you can, like, keep your eye on him and, like, share information, maybe you can, level out some of those bumps so not as much damage happens in the long run.
Mm.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. We'll see how it goes, because Henderson, I was on his side. I loved him this whole time. And the end of this episode, I don't know, some of the things he said and the way he looked, it was like, are you being shifty right now? So I don't know if he's 100% on the up and up or if he is being a little shifty.
I mean, he could have that higher position in this Shadow Council ASA thing where, he's the scalpel.
Oh, God.
Whereas, like, he's cleaning up the people who don't know how to do their job shit kind of thing. I hope not. Because I feel like he would know about Jefferson just from being friends. Because they do have, like, a friendly relationship with Jefferson's family.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
Time will tell.
But as per usual, I freaking love Anissa. She's amazing. Like,
yeah, in the beginning of the episode, her and Jefferson go into the one of the places they're keeping all this crap. The ASA is keeping all these guns, and the way they fight through that is just awesome. And she does the clap and pushes these guys back. And
clap is the new thing. She's been how many times did you do that this episode? Like 5 times?
Oh, this episode, I don't know. She did the clap and the stomp, and I don't remember how many times.
She stomped the door down after she clapped the guys, and then I know she clapped again when they were chasing after that van that
Oh yeah, she did that to get the car out of her way.
Yeah. When they were putting what do they call a projection of
hologram,
black light, a hologram of him. The run was so hilarious.
It was
because it's like, yeah, they had.
And also her run. Oops. As I knocked it over.
It was like she was high stepping a little bit.
Yeah, she had to move her arm in a way that wasn't gonna block the hologram that was on her hip. So it's just like.
It was funny.
Oh yeah.
But it was so clever, and in the end, I mean, it won Jefferson over because Gamby, he provided.
Yeah, not only did he stop Anissa from breaking Jefferson out of a police station, but he also found a way to exonerate Jefferson.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I was actually watching this earlier today, and Mia was sitting on the couch beside me, doing things on her laptop. She was, like, trying to show that she wasn't interested.
But she was. And
it got to the scene where, they're manhandling Jefferson, and they tell him to drop his clothes.
Ooh.
And she picked her head up, and she looked at the TV, and she had this, like disgusting grimace on her face, like, oh no!
Yeah.
And then when he leaned over and they said cough twice and he did it, she's like, those were barks. And I thought for a second, I just burst out laughing. I had to pause because they did kind of sound like barks and not coughs.
And I mean, because it doesn't have to be a real cough. It just has to be a chest expansion, really.
Yeah, it just has to, like, move the muscles around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found that really funny, but she didn't like the idea. She's like thinking, like, do they do this to everybody that goes to jail? Like, I can just see the gears turning in her head, like, I never want to go to jail. I never want to go to jail.
Yeah. No, cavity search. They have to make sure you're not hiding anything in your butt.
Yep.
Sucks.
That was a little unnerving, though, even for...
And it was...
For an adult that knows what... I mean, I don't know what goes on, but I stories and just, you know, you watch enough TV, you find out.
Yeah, and there's something just very degrading about it.
Especially if you know he's going in as an innocent man.
Yeah.
It turns your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. Yeah. That's how they have to do things, though, because they gotta make sure that their lives are safe.
Mm-hmm. And they unnecessarily were just pushing him around in the hallway.
They're paid to do it. They're paid to rough him up.
And I mean, we just said his name a million times. Henderson?
Mm-hmm.
Deputy Chief Henderson said, I mean, there's a lot of corruption in this police department. Mm-hmm. And, you know, hopefully it's going to start getting cleaned up.
Yeah.
I hope Henderson doesn't fall into it. I hope he cleans it up.
That's why I'm hoping he goes the other route and gets into the whole, like, Team Lightning thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit of, like, talk about Lala, but it wasn't too...
No, they just, Henderson had to talk about it because, you know, he's being accused of having Greenlight or selling Greenlight, and he's recently went to talk to Lala a few times as Jefferson Pierce. So, you know, that has to come out. And do they know he's alive?
I don't know.
Because I guess the police still think he's dead because he died in police custody.
I mean, he was one of the bigger Greenlight dealers when he was alive before, so I guess, you know, like, where did you get... Because that was a big bag of Greenlight that they pulled out of his trunk after placing it, and then they found more on his desk, so I guess they want to figure out, like, if you were connected to Lala, where did Lala get his shit? And where are you getting your shit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But... And there's no connection, so...
Mm-hmm. Which, no Lala this episode, no Tobias again this episode.
No, he went somewhere.
Tobias? He must be doing something.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we're going to find out next episode for that.
Yeah. He was in the promo, so he is coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved and was so touched by the family dinner at the end.
It was so cute. They got all big, you know, big old family hug and everything. Ice cream
first before they had dinner. Which is how you do it when you've had a really hard fucking day.
Screw the rest of the food. Just eat all of the ice cream. Just all of it. Yeah, cookies and brownies and ice cream. A little bit of cake. Probably a little bit more than a little bit. Probably the whole cake.
Oh, yeah, a whole cake. But he comes in, they have dinner together. Jefferson's not ready to forgive him, but they're going to work together. They're going to free the kids. They're going to have a rapport. So, I believe that Jefferson can forgive him.
Yeah.
It's going to take time.
And I know, you know, he was being all shady before with Eve, and, you know, we know he had his connection to Tobias was through, you know, the kids and ASA and stuff like that. So we know all that. That all that mystery is off, like, it's out in the open now for Jefferson and everybody to know. because Gambi, he still wants to redeem everything he's done, even with all the good stuff he's done up to this point.
Yeah.
So, I liked seeing him being, I mean, Anissa never stopped, going to him, and even after she got mad at him about, his bleed. He's like, I know when I need to go to the hospital for one of these. Like, stop it. At least you're paying attention in med school.
You're right.
But yeah, so it's nice to see that the whole family now can take him in and, be completely open with him. And I mean, call him Uncle Gambi at this point, because that's basically what he is.
Yeah. I just hope, because we know he knows about the Shadow Council.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something Jefferson knows about yet.
No.
But I hope when we get there, Gambi is like, okay, sit down, this is what I know.
He's completely open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Alright, we got anything else for this episode?
Not really. Most of it was about just Jefferson getting pulled into jail, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they left us tidbits about, what's her face that works at the school with him, the spotter.
Vice principal bitch face.
That whole, who the fuck is she talking to? Yeah, there's all that, but yeah, I think that's about it. It's, for being, one of the last, we have 2 or 3 more episodes after this?
Two episodes, I believe.
They kind of left it, unlike other episodes where there's been a lot of action, they were pretty on point, and there was one way they were going, one path, and they kind of stuck to that. So it was actually kind of interesting just to sit down and actually not have all these visuals in the show for once. Not that I'm complaining, but
yeah,
it was kind of a relaxing, more chill of an episode than the other ones so far.
Yeah. All right, so next episode is called The Resurrection and the Light, the Book of Pain. Tobias returns to Freeland. He is tasked to capture, not kill, Black Lightning with the help of an unexpected source. After a battle of epic proportions, Anissa and Jennifer provide surprising aid.
He's not going to try to kill Black Lightning. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, he's given the order to capture, and he is probably going to try and ignore.
Because that's a thing that Tobias does.
They both... It's going to be weird, because they both really want to kill each other.
Yep. I mean, nobody said Black Lightning can't kill Tobias, so...
Right?
I mean, even if Tobias is going to be a soldier and listen and obey, if Black Lightning is going to kill him, he's going to defend himself and try to kill back. But from the past, from Tobias' history, he doesn't give a frag, and he's going to do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking, because I like Tobias as a villain,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's finished yet, but I'm not sure if he's gonna last through the season, or maybe he will and they'll put him in jail, kind of like Wilson Fisk, so he'll have a limited role next season.
So I see him more as a cottonmouth, really.
Oh, you see him dying? Spoilers for Luke Cage, sorry if you haven't seen Luke Cage.
Yeah, well, season 2 is coming up in June, just so you know. Yeah, 2 days for her birthday, woo! But no, I don't know, I feel he's more of a cottonmouth in that regard of the way his power works, the way where he sits in the line of things.
Yeah.
But I feel like he has more of a diamond bag personality.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's just like if you smushed a bunch of Defenders villains together. It's Tim.
So. Yeah, they don't get the ooey gooey between the fingers feel. They smush in together pretty well.
Oh man. Yeah, I think Tobias's story can go a couple different ways. I'm excited to see what it is. That's it for this week. Nikki, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, or LadyYVenom24, and maybe I'm pretty sure I won't be in space next week.
Nice.
Maybe.
Maybe. I might
if
be.
you really want to, we can get you to space again. Rachel, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and on Twitch at VikingWitch.
You can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. I'm sorry, I'm looking around. I freaking once again left all my crap downstairs to show off. You can also find me at on Facebook at Cleomoto Crafts and on Etsy at the Cleomoto Crafts. And I make shit. You can buy. Cool. You can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, right here on Twitch and YouTube. Follow us on our Discord for memes and weems and stuff.
And
Bye-bye.
stuff. Ciao.